Hi everyone, my name is Courtney and welcome to the Overthinker Guide. This video is a little different. When this was recorded, because you see my little circle me in the corner there, that was me talking back in February. This is me talking now in June. I've been on the cruise at this point. I'm just a little late on uploading this video of the app. I do want to just say the app is a little bit slow, so just bear with it when you're going through it. When you open it up, it shows your itinerary and your terminal arrival time. And so what I really liked about this is that it tells you exactly where that terminal is. So if you click view map, it's going to open up Google Maps and it shows you where the terminal is exactly. And for Puerto Rico in particular, that was helpful because I thought that the cruise terminal was here. And it wasn't, but that's where I put my hotel. So I was a little sad because my hotel is somewhere around there. And it was about a 15-minute drive to the actual terminal. But this is where the port is. I really like that they tell you that so you're not left scrambling. Now, back in the app. So if you booked this trip and you have other people going with you, or if you're joining the group trip that I've announced, you can share your dates and add people to your group. I should already have it added, but anyone in particular that you know that's going, you can add them there. You can also view different ship spaces and view your agenda, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So here is where your check-in items are. So the health form won't show up until 24 hours before the cruise. So you won't see that available, but you can go ahead and check in. So that's what we're about to just go through that process really quick. And so this is where you can take your security photo. And I decided to take mine again during this filming. So this is what I have. I look so tired. My eyebrows look way better right now. So we're actually going to dump this and we're going to take another photo. So all right, so the photo has been taken. And now we'll move on. It has the travel documents. I won't open this up, but that's where you'll put the information for your passport. They do not ask for a birth certificate, just so you know. This is where you'll put your payment information in. And then this is if you are pregnant, they ask for this information because I believe if you're over a certain amount of weeks, they suggest that you don't go on the cruise. That's why they ask. Okay, so then we have the voyage contract. So this is where you'll have all of the details for your contract. Your emergency contact is here. This is going to be someone that's not on the cruise with you. This is so they can be able to reach out to that person if something happened on the ship, if something happened to you, especially if you're solo traveling. Definitely, of course, there's no one on the ship with you, but make sure you have that emergency contact filled out so they have a way of getting in touch with someone, preferably not on the ship with you. And then this is where you would put in your check-in time or your flight time, really. So it has your check-in time. Chose 1:45 because that was the earliest time shown. Technically, I don't think they start boarding regularly until 2 p.m. But if you have VIP or specials, you can check in about 15 minutes early. And then if you have an outbound flight, you can put your outbound flight information there. Okay, so we have all that filled out. We're all ready to go. We have the check mark. And then if you have somebody with you, they're going to say, hey, make sure they fill out their stuff also. So going straight down to the bottom. And so this is where you'll find your main source of things, probably the main thing you're going to look at. We have the book, dining, shore things, event lineup, spa treatments, and buying a bar tab and more. So we're going to start there with the add-ons. This is Splash for your bash. This is if you're celebrating something. Then you can do a $300 bar tab. And usually when you do that, they can match it with $50. So then it would be a $350 bar tab. This would be on your account. In the video I said cabin, but this would be for you. So if another person only wants like $200 or $100, then they can add their own bar tab on their account. So it's not for the entire cabin. And I'll get into this a little later. For me, I didn't end up buying a bar tab because the deal I got at the time gave me a $600 bar tab. And that it did only give it to me specifically. I couldn't split it with the other person in my room with me. They would have to tap me if they wanted drinks. So I didn't really like that. If it's a promotion, they're going to give it to the primary person booking the cruise versus splitting it. But if you're buying it for yourself, not for the cabin. Although again, you can, if you want one person in charge of the bar tab money, you can put it on one person. And then if you have Deep Blue extras, you get an extra $100 on top of that. So just keep that in mind when you buy your bar tab. If you have different benefits, you can get extra free money for bar tabs. Or if you book with me, you get extra money. So just keep that in mind. So the reason why it's a bar tab, it's a little different from a drink package. So instead of having specific types of drink packages, you just have an amount of money on there and you spend it. Once you run out of that money, you got to pay a la carte. The other one down there was Splash of Romance, but it was sold out, so you couldn't get it. So there are limited amounts of those items. So Splash for Your Bash and Splash for Romance, they have limited amounts of those packages. So definitely get those as soon as you can. It is $250, just like the Splash for Your Bash, just so you know. All right, so we're back out and we're going to look at spa treatments. You can't book anything at this point. You would have to book on board, but you can at least see what's available and kind of see how much it costs. So with the spa, they have their opening times, their description. You can like it. We'll get into that a little bit later. And then the actual treatments. And so with the actual treatments, they have massages, so you can see all of those there. Couples treatments, acupuncture, facials, body treatments, and I believe a couples treatment is included in the Splash for Your Bash, or at least access to the thermal spa is included. Not Splash for Your Bash, excuse me, Splash for Romance. Then we have the dry dock. So this is where you can get your hair done, go to the salon, and they have different types of services here. So they have blowouts, color, styling, treatments. And then when we get down a little lower, they have brows and lashes, which was a surprise to me. Now with the styling, with the braid, I think it's like French braids, like just quick braids. It's not going to be like detailed box braids or anything like that. I'm going to go into the brows and lashes because the lashes in particular have different prices to them. So they have a 15-minute session for $39, a 45-minute for $59, and 60-minute for $119. At the time, prices may have changed. I think the 15-minute one is like a strip. The 45-minute one may be clusters, and then the 60-minute one are probably individuals. That's how I'm doing the pricing in my head. So if maybe you forgot to get your lashes done before the trip, you can get it done on Virgin. Then we have the stubble and groom. So this is the barbershop essentially. So you can get all fixed up here with their hours as well, where they are, the description, things you need to know as far as cancellation policy. And then again, their services. So the shave and the maintenance with the mani-pedi. And then we have tune-up, which is the nail salon. So another mani-pedi situation. And then again, the times that they're open. It seems like they only specifically do manicures and pedicures, not like manicures only or pedicures only. So I'm not sure how that would work, but if you want to get your nails done, you can do that. All right, and then one of my favorite things is the tattoo studio. So if you have never had a tattoo, always wanted one, or if you have had a tattoo and you want a new experience, you can do that on a Virgin. So with the tattoos, you can choose a Virgin Voyages design. So it's an already pre-made design. It's small, it's cute. It's going to be a $200 non-refundable deposit for that. And that could just be it. That's all you pay for, is that deposit. If you want a custom tattoo, it's going to start at $250. And depending on how big and how complicated the design will be, it'll go up from there. So I kind of already had in mind I was probably going to get a custom design. So I already knew I was going to end up paying at least $250. I ended up having to pay $100 for my particular tattoo because I added an extra detail. So that was kind of annoying. So we're going to go to the next part, and that is the event lineup. So it does kind of give you a rough glimpse of your events for the week of your cruise. The thing is, though, this changes. Like what I'm looking at right here, by the time I actually got on the cruise, it wasn't entirely different, but a lot of things were added, and like the festival stage wasn't there anymore. That wasn't a thing. But the Misbehave show still happened, and I think the hostess sings her secrets still happened, but it happened on multiple nights. But here you can favorite things, you can add them to your agenda if they're not ticketed. The Misbehave show was a ticketed thing, and not ticketed like you have to pay for it, but you just have to reserve it. Whereas the other ones, you can just add it to your agenda and show up. You don't have to have a reservation. So we added the host talk to your secrets and the pajama party. The pajama party happens every embarkation day. So pack some cute little fun pajamas. I've seen people some people get really dressed up for their pajamas. Some people wear shark suits. Some people just wear, pajamas. There is a pajama contest. So if you want to win it, do that. My phone's close to dying here. But we're on day 2. So they have a VHS workout. I completely forgot to sign up for the workouts. I was so focused on the night stuff. So remember, they have workouts you can sign up for that are also free, but you have to reserve it. We couldn't reserve it yet because, again, we weren't on the ship yet. Again, just showing the different days, what they have. And then Be Fancy is like it's like a club event in the manor. Then we have our port day. So this is what a port day looks like. The other day was a sea day. So they don't have anything, of course, during the day at the time because it's just a port day. But they do have like trivia and other things that are happening if you don't get off the ship. It's just not as much as compared to at night. And so you can check to see. At the time you couldn't because you couldn't click on it, but you can check to see what shows are coming on multiple nights. So if you for some reason can't make it one night, you can see if it's on another night and schedule it there. This is the night they have Scarlet Night, so you can check to see when Scarlet Night is, and pack accordingly or plan accordingly, especially if it lands on your birthday. Have something fun happening. So Scarlet Night, they have different Scarlet Night themed events going on, so you kind of want to leave yourself opened on that night. So this is the last night, this port day in particular. So they do still have an event happening on the last night, but remember, you got to get up in the morning. Thankfully, you don't have to get up as early because with Virgin Voyages, you can leave as late as 10. They do suggest you leave earlier than 10, but you don't have to get up immediately. You can also make breakfast reservations for the morning of disembarkation if you wanted to. But we are going to go ahead and get into the eateries. So this is where you'll make all of your dinner reservations. You can make it for just yourself. You can make it for yourself and your cabin mates. I think you can make it for yourself and your circle mates as well. So if you all want to have dinner together. And circle means group. I will admit, when I was looking, it seemed like Razzle Dazzle always had a time opened. And I don't know if it's because people thought it since it's a vegetarian forward restaurant that they wouldn't, find anything there to eat. But honestly, they had a lot of meat options. And Razzle Dazzle had, honestly, one of the best meals that I had on the cruise. So don't sleep on Razzle Dazzle. Test Kitchen is like an experimental food place, hence why it's called Test Kitchen. So I wouldn't go here if you're a picky eater, to be honest. Like my mom did not eat dinner with me when I went to Test Kitchen. And then we have Extra Virgin, which is their Italian inspired restaurant. It has fresh pasta. I really liked my pasta. They also have oxtail ravioli, which I did not try, or I tried my mom's, but I didn't have a whole plate of it, and I'm gonna get that next time. Then we have Gambay, Korean barbecue. One of the reasons why I really want to go on Virgin Voyages. It is reservation based, but if you don't have a big group, you will be seated with other people on this one. Other ones, you'll be seated at your own table like a typical restaurant. But this one, you will be seated with other people unless you have a big enough group where you don't have to. If you're a bit of a quiet person like me, it might be a little hard, but it's also a chance to make friends and meet new people. And they do have drinking games to kind of loosen you up. With the next one, we have Pink Agave. So that is their Mexican. I think they have Elevated Mexican here restaurant. They have that beetle drink, cricket drink, a drink with bugs in it. I was gonna try it and be brave, but I couldn't do it. I chickened out at the last minute. But their fruit was decent. But other people, they said they really like Pink Agave. Now, the Wake is their steakhouse. The food was good. They also have, I didn't say. For Razzle Dazzle, they have breakfast. For the Wake, they also have breakfast. I think I liked my breakfast more than I liked my dinner, to be honest, at the Wake, but still good food. And so I've already made reservations here for all the restaurants so I could try them all. And so these eateries at the bottom are the ones that don't require a reservation. So we have the Dock House, which is Mediterranean. There's the Dock House, which is the Mediterranean food. The Dock is the bar. The Pizza Place, which has fresh pizza, so it's always going to be fresh. Lick Me Till Ice Cream, which is the ice cream place. They don't have soft serve on Virgin Voyages. It is a scoop of ice cream. Still good, but if you like soft serve, you're not going to get that. The Social Club Diner has chicken wings, pretzels, hot dogs, popcorn, kind of like carnival food. I say carnival food, but I said chicken wings. And then there's Sweet Side. We're about to get into the galley now, starting with the Sweet Side, which has sweets. Burger Bar, which has burgers. Diner and Dash, which has just like, your typical American food. I like them for breakfast in particular. The Daily Mix, which is a little bit more healthy. The Bento Baby, which has bento boxes of either sushi or fruit. I got a lot of bento boxes with fruit. I don't know why, I was just really gravitated towards the fruit. Well Bread is kind of like Panera to me. Pop Stars, their popsicle stand. The Sun Club Cafe has poke bowls and chicken bowls. Really good. I'm so mad I only had it once. I should have had it way more than once. The Sun Club Cafe is actually on an outside. It's not at the galley, it's outside. Hot Off the Press is like I guess it'd be like another Panera situation, but hot sandwiches. Oh, and Noodle Around. That has ramen. I was very excited about Noodle Around because I love ramen. And then they have Let's Talk About It that has tacos and burritos and things like that. So I was able to try most restaurants, but not all. But everything I've tried, I liked. So now I just wanted to give you kind of a look at how it looks when you're in the restaurant page. So it has their times. You can make your reservation with Find a Table. And you can look at their menu here. So if they have breakfast or brunch, they'll have their brunch, their drink menu, and their dinner menu. So I'm just showing that here. They have mocktails, I believe, but most of the things that we're showing were drinks with alcohol. The prices aren't shown here. I can't remember if they do end up showing when you're on the ship. I don't think they do. But the prices are only for the drinks. The food is included. This is the dinner menu. I like dinner at Razzle Dazzle more than I like breakfast at Razzle Dazzle. But so if you are doing breakfast at Razzle Dazzle, that's definitely more of the plant-based eating. But dinner, they have a balance of plant-based and meat options. but like way more meat options than I expected. And they also have a secret menu, which you can order butter chicken. I didn't do that this time. I feel like I'll do it next time I go on Virgin so I can try their butter chicken from here. I did have butter chicken from the galley, but I just feel like from Razzle Dazzle it'll be like a little bit better. I honestly think I'm pretty sure I did show the reservation part. So I will put a clip of actually making a reservation so you know what that's like. All right, so then we're on another tab. So we were on home, so now we're on discover. It basically shows everything that we've already talked about, just in a different format, but it does have guides. That's a little bit something different that we hadn't seen, which is, I'll show you what that kind of looks like. But we've clicked on ship spaces first. So with ship spaces, again, it's just showing you a ground up of all the ships. What I didn't like about the Virgin app, and maybe they've changed it since February, but they don't have the map of the ship that you're on within the app. And that was my one gripe with it. But here are the guides that you can look at as well. To kind of, especially if it's your first time, you can look at these to kind of see what they suggest that you look at based on your interest. And now we're just going to go to the Me tab. So this is where all your reservations are, your excursions, your things that you added on from your agenda, and then eventually your reservations of events. All that's going to go here. And then next to the My Agenda is the LoveList. You can also see your room number and things at the top. So with your LoveList, if you saw things that you liked, you can hit that heart button. All of that's going to end up here. I've added some locations there. I added my excursions that I was looking at and the excursions that I ended up buying on there. So these are the ones I didn't buy, but this is one I did buy because it says booked. And those are the agenda items I added. And then they have the add-ons tab. So if you bought something on a promotion, you'll see it here. If you have the loyalty, say if you did the loyalty match program that they have, you'll see those benefits there. So mine chose a $600 bar tab because at the time that was the deal that they were offering. It did all go under my account. It didn't get split with the other person in my cabin, as I said earlier. But because we both did the loyalty match and got Deep Blue extras, we both got $100 bar tabs, so she at least had $100 to spend before she went to tap to meet. Which neither of us really drank like that, so we honestly didn't need $800 of bar tab. But that's what we had. But all your add-ons are on here, so if you have Splash for your bash or Splash of Romance, that'll also be here. This is how you add people. If you meet on the ship, you can add them using their barcode. And then they can scan your barcode or you can scan theirs. And that was the message tab. Now we're on the services tab. So this is where your ship eats are, cabin services, and help and support. So I make a separate video to dive into that, so it's a little closer. So it gives you your steps for ship eats delivery. You can do your cabin services and then help and support with sailor services. You have the guides again. So this is what inside of those guides look like. So this is for events. They're just quick little reads, and they have suggestions that you should do if you're not sure. They also have port guides as well. Okay, and this is shore things. So you can choose your shore things by the port. So because this was our embarking port, it didn't show any that I saw. but it does have a port guide for you to read if you want to read it. And they have that for all the ports. So again, this one doesn't have an excursion option, but if you click on the other ones, it should show an excursion option. Side note, even though it says departing at 8:30, the sail away party is like typically 6 or 6:30, so I would suggest not making dinner reservations around that time if you want to be at the sail away party. Do I not go into the other shore excursions to book them, to show you how to book? I didn't, Lord. Because you can book it on there, you can book it on your website, or you can have your travel agent, aka me, book it. Just let me know what shore excursions you like. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, want to see more videos like this, please leave a like down below. Comment if you have any questions, and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos. Until next time, I will see you later, Overthinkers. We made it before my phone died. I got 9% left.